Hi, my name is Anna. This is Jenny. We're so excited that you're here today, and we're going to give you a little bit about our heart and what we love about essential oils. So if you're here, you probably somebody has told you about them or shared their story with you, and so we're going to give you a little bit about us. So what I'm going to do really quickly is pass out some little sheets, and you can take that side, I'll take this side. And these little forms over here are, we want to get your information. We definitely want you to fill one out so that we can enter you into a drawing a little bit later. And on the back, as we're talking, just kind of write down some names. I know one of the first classes I ever went to, all the information was so overwhelming, but there was people in my mind the entire time that I was thinking, ooh, that would be so good for them, or just a name every time a new subject came up. So go ahead and start writing people's names down as we're talking and you're hearing our story, and hopefully we can answer some questions after that about those people or some needs. We have books we can go through. So how many of you are ready to start a natural alternative to your medicine cabinet? Awesome. Well, and I know that's probably why you're here too, and some of you have no clue, so this is going to be a totally new experience for you, and we're excited. A lot of us, that's how it started. Totally new, had no clue about it. So we are going to show you how you can take these oils and totally remake your medicine cabinet. So when we talk about these oils today, they're Young Living oils and Young Living oils only. We know nothing about the other ones. We have research, but we cannot claim that we know what they're good for and how they've been made. We know Young Living, we know the farms, we know that Young Living owns all of their farms. There's no middleman, no synthetics. They are 100% pure therapeutic oils. And we are excited that we are with them as a team today to share stories. We are not doctors, we are just sharing our stories, so we have a life experience that we are ready to tell you guys about. So first of all, I'm going to start with my story. Mine started about 10 years ago, and my journey with oils just kind of came into that really nicely. About 10 years ago, when I decided with my husband that it was time to start having a baby, we went to the doctor, and things just were not what we thought. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovaries, celiac disease, hypothyroid, and pre-diabetic. And so through all those things, lots of negative came about from that. And we just didn't want that to be the answer. Like, we were ready for something different. So my journey actually started with food. And the way I did that was I started eliminating things out of my diet that I knew weren't good, processed foods, things in cans or boxes or things that had preservatives. Once I did that and I took that step, that was very difficult at the time. I knew nothing about it. It wasn't popular to be gluten-free or grain-free. So when I did that, it took me about 4 months, and I was pregnant for the first time. And so it was a very exciting realization that food, taking it out, really does help. Bad foods, taking those out really does help my body, and it helped my body to restore. I love this quote. My chiropractor has it in her office, and she says, "The power that made the body heals the body, and it happens no other way." And that was my exact experience. God pretty much told me things that I was supposed to do, and I did those, and my body started to act properly. So after the last couple years, 8 years, we've been on this food kick, and our holistic medicine has not been like normal over-the-counter meds. We've done a lot of more herbs and stuff like that. So when the oils came about, it was an easier jump for us. Still had no idea what they were, so it was a learning process, but just have been a lifesaver for us as far as how they work. My kids love them. We use them to replace the things that were in our medicine cabinet, and we use them for headaches and tummy bugs and flu, cold, emotions. There's all sorts of stuff that we've loved them for, and we've loved to give samples and stuff to people who have issues too. So we've come across Young Living and can never ever go back now because it seems like such an awesome route for us, and we're excited about that.
For me, my health, I think, had deteriorated quite a bit with pain and inflammation, and I was using a lot of Motrin, ibuprofen, and I was kind of becoming too dependent on it, and it was hard to be moving around. I have a very active lifestyle with teenagers and a small farm, and it just seemed like my pain and inflammation was getting in the way quite a bit. So I would take a lot of ibuprofen to function. And I was concerned not only about the symptom and relieving that pain, but it was concerning me that I had these problems and I didn't know why. You know, I felt like I was too young for that. And I felt like if I didn't do something, what am I going to feel like 10 years from now? Am I going to be able to even walk around? Am I going to be even in more pain? And so, like Anna was a big influence in my life. I changed my diet. And that took care of a lot of it. But I also had to replace that ibuprofen in my mind. Every time I took it, I felt like I didn't feel right inside. I felt like I was damaging my liver, I was damaging my stomach lining. What is this doing to my body? And so, being on that journey, I kind of got frustrated because I tried so many different things and I wasn't really finding a good fit for us. So, Anna brought oils to my attention and I was skeptical. I wasn't on board right away because I think I was just at a point in my life where I was just frustrated, and but I decided I was going to watch her and see how they work for her. And one day my husband had a stomach virus, and she stopped by to my house with peppermint oil, and that didn't make any sense to me whatsoever that peppermint oil was going to take care of this, but being that most people were down for a week with it and I didn't want it to spread through my family, I was willing to give it a try. So I did, and it worked. He was up and about the very next day, and so that was my first, experience, and I was pleased. So I was going to look into it a little further, and I got information that the same peppermint oil worked for headaches, and that was something that I really dealt with. So I used the peppermint oil for my next headache, and it worked. And I was pretty much sold at that point. I was like, okay, there must be something to this. That felt so good. And then I thought, okay, I got my headache. So now what am I going to do about the rest of these problems I had? So I began to look into it further, and I did purchase essential oils at that point, and that was the beginning. I began to experiment with the different oils for my body, for my sciatic, for shoulder pain, different things like that, and I was just amazed at the difference it made. So now my entire medicine cabinet, the first thing I think of when my kids come to me with a problem, they'll say, and my daughter just said to me last night, she says, I need an oil. And I said, okay, what are you dealing with? And she was dealing with a sore throat and, the sniffles and stuff like that. So, they know now, what do you need? And so that has made over our medicine cabinet, and we have been just absolutely thrilled with the results. It feels good to treat my family naturally in a way that I don't have to worry about what I'm giving them and the side effects that it's having on their body. Maybe it's taking away that symptom, but what is it doing to you? And so I'm very, very pleased with that.
Awesome. We are going to go through, and all of you probably have a sheet right now that has your medicine cabinet makeover sheet. And it's just a list of the oils that came in the kit that we bought to start off with that really has 10 of them on there. Your kit actually comes with 11. So we're going to go through and just kind of say what they are, what they've done for us really quickly as we can, and in some detail so you can kind of hear about them. So the first one we have is lavender. And I'm going to refer to my oils because it makes me feel happy. Let's see here. Lavender. And lavender is also called the Swiss Army knife of oils, and it does pretty much everything. It's good for stress, scrapes, pain, sleep issues, cuts, sunburn, regular burns, headaches, dry skin, bacteria, cramps, and fever. This is a great one if you have allergies. Actually, there's one that we do like an allergy trio that has peppermint, lemon, and lavender, and it is good for for all of that together. But actually, the last story I have with this little testimony is my son was playing with a cat, and his eyes got really swelled up, really bad and shut, and we swiped it inside of his cheek, and with about 15 minutes, it started to go back to normal, and no more dry eyes, no more puffy, no more skin rash. We also use this on my son when he's, antsy at night. It helps him sleep. I love lavender.
Okay, the next one is frankincense, and frankincense is one of my favorite oils. I use it with coconut oil on my face as a face moisturizer. I use it for inflammation. It's good for anxiety. It's good for skin. It's wonderful for skin. If you have scars or stretch marks or anything like that, you can just mix it with a little coconut oil and use that on your skin. It regenerates the skin. It's wonderful for that. It's good for stress and breathing issues. So I mostly use it for inflammation in my home. Studies are being done as it being anti-tumoral and anti-cancer, which is exciting. And so yeah, it's a wonderful oil. The next one is Panaway. Panaway is a pain oil. I refer to my pain. I do use Panaway for pain, so does my husband. It is just, it's a blend of oils, and it's a hot oil. And you'll notice it, if you ever look at it, it has a child-proof cap on it. It's because of the wintergreen in it. And it is wonderful for any kind of pain you have in your body. I use it on my sciatica a lot, mostly for my issues. My husband has used it for tendinitis as well, for that pain. It is good for joint pain, headaches, pressure, bruising, damaged tissues, and stiffness.
All right, next is Joy, which is a new addition, which we're excited Joy's in there. So normal medicine cabinet, pretty much cold, cough, sniffles, and then you got Joy now, which is pretty awesome because it can also replace some of those emotional meds and stuff like that. So Joy is awesome for stress, sadness, sleep issues, stinky laundry, emotional imbalance, heightened emotion, grief, emotional pain. It is one of those that I use on my son because we have issues with meltdowns. So it would be put a little bit on his heart, over his heart, and on his wrists. And it does smell very flowery, and I'm sure one day he'll catch on that that's not his cologne. That's what I call it, his cologne. I'm like, let's put your cologne on. So we love Joy in our house because it keeps people happy. Next we have Thieves, which is also one we use every single night in our house. Put on the kids' feet. It helps with viruses, household dirt, so you can use it as a cleaner. Colds, sore throats, cold sores, cuts, bacteria, poison ivy, flu, toothaches, infection. Diffusing this in a room with someone who is sick in the house will pretty much ensure that your rest of your family does not get sick. It's pretty much our natural antibiotic. Like I said, we used to do herbs, and we would always go to lots of herbal antibiotics. And this is our newest, so you can even put that in a capsule and take it internally, or you can just put it on their feet, which is where the VitaFlex points are. Next.
Lemon is used in the allergy combination, and it's also used in a weight loss combination. Lemon is detoxing. It is good for insect bites, anxiety, weight loss, bloating. It's good for a lot of household uses. The thing about lemon and detoxing your body, the toxins that are in your body are held in your fat cells, and that's why it's a weight loss enhancer. Your fat cells are meant to hold those toxins away, and when you try to lose weight, sometimes your fat cells are going to be holding on to those toxins, and your body wants to keep them there. So when you get the toxins out, then your body feels okay to let go of the fat as well. So that's why they call it a detoxer, but it also helps in weight loss in that same way. A lot of people love it for that. A lot of people love to just put it in their water. If you do put it in your water, because it's a citrus, it will, you want to use glass. You don't want to use plastic ever with a citrus oil, because it will, plastic is a toxin, and it'll pull those toxins out of and it'll be in your water, and it'll break down that plastic. So always use glass when using oils to be on the safe side. And that's it for that one. Awesome.
Peace and Calming. Peace and Calming is one of those that is essential in our house. Putting it on little kids' feet and with some pair of socks will keep them in their bed at night. We've actually used it recently with a lot of coughing. If we had a lot of coughing that couldn't calm down, put it on their feet, kids' feet. It's good for hyperactivity, tension, sleeplessness, moodiness, stress, child sleeping, which we just talked about, anxiety and nerves. It smells very deep, and it really is awesome to diffuse at nighttime. I love this one.
Purification, I love purification personally for bug bites. I work in the garden a lot, and I get bit by ants constantly. And if I have that bottle of purification and I put it on that ant bite immediately, it takes away the burning, and I don't even react to it. You know that bubble or that pimply looking thing you get that swells up? It doesn't even come up. I've been bitten like twice in one area by an ant. Put that on, I didn't react at all. So I love it for that. But it's also good for my daughter. That's one of the oils I gave her for her sore throat this last night, and she just put it on the outside of her throat. If you're using oils topically, which means you're putting it on an area, you want to use a carrier oil to dilute it, especially if it's a hot oil, or if you're not sure about whether it is a hot oil or not. To be on the safe side, I'd go ahead and use a little olive oil or coconut oil or grapeseed oil with that. But anyway, I love purification for that reason. It disinfects. You know, if you want to take odors out of your house, you could diffuse it. It purifies the air. It's wonderful in laundry. It's good for acne, infections, scrapes. If you want to put, if you have a minor cut and you wanted to disinfect that as well, you could use it on that. Peppermint. I've already talked a little bit about peppermint in my own personal testimony. I love peppermint. Now, peppermint is a hot oil, as I've said. You're going to want to probably dilute that with some carrier oil. I don't. Personally, for my headaches, I like the way it feels. It heats up, kind of like a Bengay, which I don't mind. I feel like the heat of that oil helps me, but you're going to want to be careful with it because everybody's different in skin. Some people are skin sensitive. The other thing you want to be careful about is getting it too close to your eyes. So when I put peppermint on for a headache, I make sure that I put it up here and not too close to my eyes. I put it out by my temples, and if I'm going to put it on this part of my face, because it will help your sinuses drain, if I'm going to put it here, I stay down below on the bone and below. You can put some on the bridge of your nose. I love it for that. If I have a sinus headache, it not only takes the pain away, but it gets that drainage coming down. It's wonderful for pain, layered over with the Panaway. If you wanted an extra heat to that, it's wonderful for pain. It's also good for stomach, and that's one of the things I turn to for stomach ailments. I take it both internally in a capsule, and I also would rub it diluted on the stomach for a stomach issue. It's good for sunburn. A lot of people use it as a pick-me-up. If they're dragging during the day, sometimes just diffusing that will lift up and make you feel energetic again, which is wonderful. And it's also good for congestion, as I said, and indigestion.
Awesome. Valor. Valor is called the chiropractor in a bottle. It is pretty awesome for pain. People use it for pain. They've actually made a pain cream, which is pretty cool. You could put this and some Panaway together and some frankincense in coconut oil and whip it together for people who have intense pain. It's good for snoring, as crazy as that may be. Putting it on the big toe and the Vitaflex points on the toe, and that will eliminate snoring for most people. Sometimes it takes a couple nights. My daughter actually uses this for snoring, and it works, and we love it. It's good for bruising, anxiety, attention issues, back problems, soreness, sadness, stress, sciatic pain, and bad dreams. Actually, somebody I just talked to, their kid has night terrors, and they put that on them every night and have no issues. This one is kind of one that we do in conjunction with Joy for my son. So because it is good for anxiety or attention problems, we'll put this on the back of his neck, and this we don't have to dilute. It kind of smells like blueberries. It's real sweet and light. On the back of his neck, and then we do the Joy just over the heart and the wrists, and it kind of keeps him grounded and no big blow-ups or emotional issues. And what's the last one? Stress Away, which is an alternate. It's in the other part of the kit, and it's actually like a little bonus. Stress Away is what it is. I mean, it does what it says, and it is just comes with a roll-on. You can pop it on. One of my friends actually, her daughter is diabetic, and she gets stressed out when she sees her numbers go up, so she will use that regularly to try to kind of keep her level. But it's good if you're going into a high stress situation or if you're anxious about something. It smells really sweet. It's good to diffuse. So we love those oils there.
Okay, we have some questions that you all submitted to us about that you brought to this class, and one of them has to do with what is an essential oil. An essential oil is essentially the lifeblood of that plant. It is distilled. It's distilled or taken from that plant. It is very potent. It is very concentrated, and that's why you only need a few drops of it. But basically, it's just the oil from that plant, a peppermint plant, taking the oil and those properties out and bottling it. It's that simple. And Young Living makes sure that you're getting an organic and pure oil, so you never have to question that. Another question, is it safe for babies? Yes, most oils are safe for babies, and when I say most, I just say, you have to be careful with babies. You're going to want to dilute it. You're going to want to make sure it's very diluted. Their skin is sensitive and they're littler than us. We want to make sure we're diluting those oils really well. A really good reference book, if you have small children like that in your home and you switch to essential oils, you're going to want to make sure you have Gentle Babies, and basically that's a reference book for using essential oils on babies. Another question is, what specifically is a carrier oil? A carrier oil is taking an oil such as the coconut oil we referenced, extra virgin olive oil, grapeseed oil, something that is less processed if possible. And basically what you do is you take a few drops of that oil and a few drops of the essential oil and mix it together. What it does is several things. One thing it might do, if you have a large area you're covering on your body, such as the back, it will carry that oil further. Okay, so you don't need as much of the essential oil. You add the carrier oil and it takes it all over your back. Okay, it carries it. It doesn't dilute the potency. It just basically helps you spread it in a further area. Another thing it does is it helps with the hot oils or with sensitive skin. Okay, so if it's a hot oil or you have sensitive skin to something, you're going to want to help. And it also helps, in some cases, get the oil into your skin easier. So that's the purpose of a carrier oil.
I'm going to go real quickly and to show the kit, exactly what comes in the kit that we're talking about today. So in the kit, there is 10 oils. And then in the second part of the kit, you'll receive the 11th oil, just Stress Away, and a little roll-on, some samples, because there's going to be people who are going to want to take your oils and you don't want to give your good ones away. So you could give them a sample just to kind of let them see and experience too. And then you're going to get 2 packs of the Ningxia Red, which is a great antioxidant drink. So, and that's just in the oil kit. And then you'll get a little reference book, a quick little from Young Living that will explain what you have just purchased, and it's just a quick reference. And then you'll also get a diffuser where you can use the oils, because we are going to be able to inhale them. You're going to be able to put them in the diffuser to inhale them. Then you're also going to be able to take them internally and then topically, like she was just saying. And on the back, there's labels on them, so you read it. You figure out what each one can do and if you can take that internally and stuff to read the labels. But that's the kit. That's how we do that.
Okay, so we've had a lot to talk about today, and I'm sure that's a lot to absorb. I'm sure as we were talking, we probably covered some of the things in your medicine cabinet or in your own health that you're dealing with, and I'm sure you have more questions for us about those things. Everybody has their favorite part. Everybody has maybe names they've written down and said, oh, I know somebody who deals with that. That's an awesome outreach for you. to help other people even. So keep those names in mind. God created these oils to help us and to heal our bodies. And I think that's the way He designed it from the very beginning. And so we want to ask you a couple questions as you listen to our testimonies. First of all, have you been suffering from an issue that you need a breakthrough on? You know, and have you tried over-the-counter medicines and been either disappointed in your results or concerned about the side effects of those over-the-counter medications? And beyond just fixing that issue, are you ready to try a new direction in it? You know, a new direction for your health care. And are you ready to move forward? So we thank you for coming here and letting us have your time and share our testimonies, because we're really passionate about sharing the things that we know. So if you answered yes to any of those questions, stick around. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to help you find those solutions.